Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sit down.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, class, today, before we begin with our today's lesson, let me show you some activities. And while showing these activities, I want you all to observe me carefully and listen to me attentively. Brigitta.
Yes, ma'am.
What is this?
Water.
Yes, water. Sit down. Is this water clean, class?
Yes.
Yes, it's clean. But if I mix this color into this water, will it still remain clean? No. It will become dirty, isn't it? Or this water is already contaminated. Likewise, the contamination of water due to any material substances are known as water pollution in geography. So class, today we are going to learn about water pollution. Water pollution. Water pollution. Water pollution. Now let us learn what is water pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of water due to any material substances. I repeat, water pollution is the contamination of water due to any material substances. Class, write down the important points. Water pollution. Contamination of water due to any material substances. This contamination of water, it makes the water unsuitable for human consumption. It makes the water unsuitable for human consumption. Makes it unsuitable for human consumption. For example, if we drink a juice, once we drink a juice, we will just, after drinking the juice, we will just throw the the bottle of the juice, isn't it? Once we drink a juice, we will throw the juice bottle away, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, if we throw the juice bottle into the river or into the water bodies, that is also making the water contaminated. So, throwing of juice bottle is also an example of water pollution. Throwing juice bottle. Brigitta, define water pollution.
Water pollution is a contamination of water due to any material substances.
Yes, good. Sit down.
Thank you, ma'am.
Philemon, cite one more example for water pollution.
Throwing plastics.
Yes, very good. Sit down. Throwing plastics. throwing plastic. Now let us move on to the sources of water pollution. There are 5 sources of water pollution. How many sources of water pollution are there, class?
5.
Yes, 5 sources of water pollution. They are organic waste, inorganic waste, industrial waste, domestic waste, and radioactive waste. I repeat, they are organic waste, inorganic waste, industrial waste, domestic waste, and radioactive waste. But from these 5 sources of water pollution, today we are only going to learn about the first 3 sources, that are organic waste, inorganic waste, and industrial waste. Now let us learn what is organic waste. Organic sources of water pollution. Sources on organic. Class, note down the important points. Waste. What is organic waste? Organic waste are those waste which are biodegradable. That means it is easy to get decomposed. I repeat, organic waste are those waste which are biodegradable. Waste that are biodegradable. Biodegradable. Biodegradable means easy to decompose. It mainly comes from plants or animals. Mainly comes from plants. Mainly comes from plants or animals. For example, if we want to cook a potato, what will we do first? We will peel off the skin, isn't it? We will peel off the skin. Philemon, will you cook that potato skin or the inner part of the potato?
Inner part of the.
Yes, the inner part of the potato. We'll peel off the skin and we'll cook the inner part of the potato. Whereas the outer part of the potato, we will throw it away. If we throw the outer part or the potato peel into the river or into the water bodies, it can also contaminate the water. So for example, potato peels. Brigitta, cite one more example for organic waste.
Vegetable peels.
Yes, good. Sit down. Vegetable peels. Now class, have a look at this chart. Have a look at this first picture. Is this picture visible, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Philemon, what is this? What is this written on it?
Organic waste.
Organic waste. Yes, very good. Sit down. Now here, in this picture, you will see the man throwing the garbage into the water bodies. And in this garbage, you will find that there are leftover vegetables, leftover fruits, and so on. And all this comes under organic waste. Now let us move on to the second sources of water pollution, that is inorganic waste. Inorganic waste. What is inorganic waste? Inorganic waste are those waste that does not contain any organic substances. I repeat, inorganic waste are those waste that does not contain any organic substances. Does not contain organic substances. And this inorganic waste is very difficult to decompose. That means it is non-biodegradable waste. Non-biodegradable waste. For example, cheap wrappers, or we can say plastics. Cheap wrappers, if we throw it into the water, then it takes time to decompose. It will take thousands of years to decompose. Thus, plastic or cheap wrappers are the example of inorganic waste. Cheap wrappers. Philemon, cite one more example for inorganic waste.
Bottles.
Yes, good. Sit down, bottles. Now class, have a look at this chart again. Now look at the second picture. In this picture, you will see all those garbage are thrown in this water bodies, and in this garbage it contains like juice bottles, plastic gallons, and many more. And all this comes under inorganic waste as it takes many years to decompose. Now, let us move on to the third sources of water pollution, that is industrial waste. Now, class, have a look at this model. Have a look at this model. Is this visible, class?
Yes.
Now here, these industries, you will see these industries, they connect the pipeline, and through this pipeline, they throw the waste material into these water bodies, which contaminate or makes these water bodies dirty. So any material substances that comes from these industries or manufacturing processes are known as industrial waste. So class, look at the blackboard and write down the important points. Number 3, industrial waste. Industrial waste are those waste that comes from the industries or manufacturing processes. Waste that comes from manufacturing industries. It can be either in a solid or a liquid form. Either solid or liquid form. Example: chemicals used in the industries. The chemical waste that comes from the industries are one of the examples of industrial waste. Chemical waste. Filament. Give one more example for industrial waste.
Factories waste.
Yes, industrial waste, factories waste.
Like cement factories waste.
Yes, very good. Sit down. Cement factories waste. Cement factories waste. Now class, have a look at this second chart. Now class, again in this chart you can see these industries that have this pipeline into the river, and this pipeline, they are throwing their waste material through this pipeline. They are dumping their waste materials into the river, and this sewage system can be the example of industrial waste. So class, let us recapitulate what we have learned today. In the beginning of the class, I have shown you with a simple example by mixing this color into this water, how it gets contaminated or how this water gets dirty. After that, we went to today's topic, that is water pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of water due to any material substances that makes it unsuitable for human consumption. For example, throwing juice bottles, throwing plastic. Look at the chart class, as you can be seen in this picture, in this chart, that these garbages are thrown in these water bodies, and that's how this is polluting this water. Now come back to the board class. After that, we have also learned about the sources of water pollution. There are 5 sources of water pollution. From there, today we have only learned about 3 sources of water pollution, that are organic waste, waste that are biodegradable, easy to decompose, and mainly comes from plants or animals. Example: potatoes, potato fields, vegetable fields. That, as you have seen in the second chart, class, look at the chart. As we have seen in this chart, in this picture, as this man is throwing the vegetable leftover, fruits leftover, all this comes under organic waste. And then we have also learned about the inorganic waste. Inorganic waste are those wastes that does not contain organic substances, and it is also non-biodegradable waste. For example, cheap wrappers, bottles, etc. After that, we have also learned about the third sources of water pollution, that is industrial waste. That industrial waste are those waste that comes from manufacturing industries. It can be either solid or liquid form. For example, chemical waste or cement factory waste. Now class, have a look at this model. As we have seen that these 2 industries, they are dumping their waste through these pipelines, and they are contaminating these water bodies. Filament. Differentiate between organic waste?
Organic waste means which can be decomposed easily, but whereas inorganic waste which cannot be decomposed
Easily.
easily.
Yes, very good. Sit down. Organic waste are those waste which can be decomposed easily, and it comes under biodegradable waste, whereas inorganic waste are non-biodegradable waste. And before we come to the end of the class, let us write down the questions for the homework. Class, take out your notebooks and write down the questions. Homework. Class, take out your notebooks. Fill in the blanks. Number A. There are sources of water pollution. Class, don't talk. Number B. Plastic bottles are the examples of this waste. Class, write down question number 2. Answer the following questions. Number A. Class, don't talk. Differentiate between industrial waste and inorganic waste. Number B. Don't talk, please. How do we pollute water in our daily life? Number C. Write in your own words how will you prevent water pollution. So class, we need to preserve water and prevent water pollution, as it is the basic need of our life. Without this water, we cannot survive for many days. So class, today we have learned about water pollution and its three sources that are organic waste, inorganic waste and industrial waste. In the next class, we will learn the remaining two sources, that are domestic waste and radioactive waste. Have a great day.